So today what I wanted to talk to you about were indices. Now, an indice is also known as a power. This is the plural, and the singular just means index. So for instance, here I would have one index, whereas here I have two indices. Now, the mistake I see over and over and over again is if a number is written like this, people think that it's 4 times 2. Now, that is never true. This means actually that 4 has to be multiplied by itself this many times. So 4 has to be multiplied by itself twice, which gives us 16, which is correct. Whereas this is so very, very, very wrong. Now, how you can tell the difference is when we normally write along a line, when we see lines in our book, and we just write on the line, it's called script. Whereas if an item is floating above the line, so for instance writing it here, that would be called superscript. Like Superman, it can fly, so it's called superscript. When you see superscript, that means that it's not a normal times, it's a power or an index. That number tells you how many times your script item, which we call a base, has to be times by itself. If the item is just written in script without any superscript, script shows us that it's just a normal times. There's nothing special about it. Whereas as soon as you see something floating, that's superscript, so you know that you have to look at the script number and times it by itself that many times. So for instance, here's a better example. 4 times 3 sits on the line nicely. That's just a normal times then. That means we have 4 lots of 3 or 3 lots of 4. So essentially we're just doing 4 plus 4 plus 4, which equals 12. So again, I'm just going to label this script so you can see. Whereas if I had 4 to the power of 3, this is superscript. And because it's flying, we know it's not normal timesing. What it means is we have to have 4 times itself this many times. So 4 times 4 times 4. Now the easiest way to work that out is do one part of the sum first and then times it afterwards. So 4 times 4 is 16. And now bring the rest of the sum down. 16 times 4 is 64. Look at the huge difference in size. Superscript numbers get really big really fast, whereas script numbers don't. Now, anytime you see a superscript number, the technical word for that is called an index. And the index is what it tells you how many times you have to multiply the base number, which is the number it sits on, by itself. So here, say for instance I had a really mad number like 103 to the power of 11. That would mean that I have my base of 103 times itself 11 times. So I'd have to write it out like this. And because I'm timesing by 103 over and over and over again, it's going to be an absolutely massive number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lots, 8 lots, whoops, 9 lots, 10 lots, 11 lots. And if I wanted to type that into a calculator, how I would do it is this. Sorry, see the reflection of my hall lights. So 103, turn it on first, can't get the staff. 103 to the power, which the button's here, look. X would be the same as using 103 at the moment, because that's our base. And then our power, which we said was 11, so we just type 11, and then we press equal. And this is going to give us an absolutely huge number. It's basically a 13 with 21 zeros after it as an estimate.